Hey everyone, welcome in to another daily editorial here on the KE Report. I'm chatting with Quinton Hennigh again today, President and Chairman of Novo Resources, and we are getting an update from Novo Resources, traded on the TSX under the symbol NVO and on the OTCQX under the symbol NSRPF. Now, Quinton, the company came out with news today regarding a financing, $22 million Canadian private placement, priced per unit at $255. Half warrant is included in that unit, exercisable at $3 per warrant. Now, Quinton, I've gotten a lot of questions this morning. I know there's a lot of chatter on the boards about this financing. Just start us off with why raise the money now?
Yeah, that's a good question, Corey. Look, we got our PEA, the results from the PEA out to the market about, I think it was a week and a half ago or thereabouts. In that, we don't have our report actually published yet. Optero is working on it. They're very, very close to having it finalized. But what they've done is made recommendations. Anybody that's read a 43-101 knows there are always recommendations in the report as to how the company should proceed with certain aspects of its project. In this case, we have strong recommendation to do resource upgrade drilling as quickly as possible in advance of mining. Okay, mining is progressing well. The ramp up is progressing well at site. But what they've basically said is, put your skates on and get resource upgrade drilling on a high density, in this case 20 by 20 meter spacing, done as quickly as possible. What does this do for us? It helps us upgrade a lot of the current resource we have, which is inferred, and get it up to indicated and perhaps even a lot of it up to measured. Okay, so this is chief goal number one for us based on this report. It is something we discussed internally inside the board over the past week or so, and we decided to raise the money we need to get this program done. Now, this will include not only resource upgrade drilling on the 20 by 20 meter spacing, and in fact, we'll probably do 10 by 10 meter spacing in certain areas, but it will also allow us to explore and expand the Beaton's Creek deposit. As we stated in the news release around the PEA, we do see lots of opportunities to grow the deposit at Beaton's Creek, and we would like some capital to get that done and going as quickly as possible. Why do we need to do it instantaneously? Look, we're starting to mine, guys. We are digging rock out of the ground, and we don't have the luxury of kicking back and waiting, say for 6 months or so for the complete ramp up to go and to get to the cash flow levels that we project in the PEA. We've got to get this work going now, and we have decided collectively as a board to get this program underway.
Okay, so that touched on a lot of the chatter that's going on out there. Is since the company is in production, why can't you use those funds from production to finance this exploration?
Sure. Look, it's simple. In any mine, you have, especially in ramp up here, you got a projection of cash flow, and we have a very solid model built around our cash flow projections during ramp up. We're going to get to cash flow neutral, cash flow positive over the next few months. We're probably getting close to it right now, but we do not have the bandwidth. We don't basically have cash in the bank to do this work that's been recently recommended. Yes, there will be cash coming from the mine over the next few months. Like we'll see that income in the PEA come into the company, but we need to get this work going now. So again, it's basically a matter of priority at this time.
So Quinton, why is it so critical to get this 20 by 20 meter spacings or even 10 by 10 meter spacings drilling done to upgrade the resource? What is the urgency?
Okay, so it's for mine planning. We need to know with great clarity how we're going to advance the mine, where we're going to mine, and schedule all of that from here on out. We do have a mine schedule developed for the first say year and a half or two around most of the oxide, but that does not include looking ahead to the years 2, 3, and 4. Look, there's a lot involved with mining. For example, we've got to start submitting our permits for the fresh material. In fact, I think the schedule for that is sometime in June, if I understand things correctly. So basically, we have to have these answers now so that we can plan our future. And I know it's a bit complicated when a company has to do things like this, especially after we've been made recommendations by our qualified persons. But this is how we operate. We take the best advice we can from very smart people and say, okay, let's get our focus, on whatever needs to be addressed. Now, there's a few things I'm going to talk about with regard to the drilling that we're going to be undertaking here, this 20 by 20. We do see, look, we've kind of modeled mining scenarios internally, and we do see opportunity to bulk mine certain areas. What do I mean by that? Well, if anybody knows Beaton's Creek, you got a layer cake geology with these conglomerates. And at, say, Golden Crown Hill, for example, we see a considerable amount of material, say, in the 0.5 to 1 gram levels between different reefs that might be able to allow us to bulk mine this thing. Okay, by having 20 by 20 meter drilling and getting it done soon, like basically prioritizing the order in which we drill different areas, we can start to see some of that benefit come our way. That's actually a very, very good thing. So look, there's other minutia detail that I could go into, but it does really help us beef up the resource and get everything going to a point where, say, down the road, we can start talking about how we're going to, like actual reserves and things like this.
Okay. Now, how long will this drill program take then?
It'll be intense. We're going to do a lot of drilling over the next, say, 3 to 4 months. Now, part of that means we're going to have to increase our lab throughput. Look, that has been a challenge. One of the biggest challenges in Australia at the moment is people. The people, there's a commodity boom. Okay, in short, iron ore prices are like $170. Gold prices are still quite high. And everybody's working. I mean, it's just flat out. It's trying to get a report out of Optero, for example, has taken longer than we anticipated. But in the laboratories in particular, they just don't have the staff that's needed to do the manual labor, like prep samples, as fast as they can. Therefore, we're looking at ways to help that situation. I think we've got some solutions that'll complement this drill program that we have planned, and it'll help us get this thing done too sweet.
So is there any exploration? Is there any chance of adding ounces to this resource, or is this simply de-risking?
No, absolutely. Look, not only does this give us the ability to improve our resource base, it allows us to start stepping out at Beaton's Creek. Anybody that read our news releases in, I think, October and November last year can see that we've got clear targets emerging around Beaton's Creek, so just immediately adjacent to the existing resource, but also things like the Skyfall target to the south, the area off to the west where the conglomerates come back out of the ground again. Yes, this money will allow us to tackle those things as well.
Okay. So, Quinton, what do you want to leave everyone with the understanding of? Because, in all fairness, I have received a few emails of people that are disappointed at the price that this financing took or is being executed at, and also the timing of it.
Yeah, sure. Look, it's not always comfortable to do a raise, but when you get news like this from very smart people who are basically giving you the best guidance they can on how you should proceed forward, you gotta take their advice. And this is what we're doing. We're doing the most prudent thing we think is possible, and going to upgrade this resource like we've been advised. The other thing is, timing. Look, the gold market has been soft over the past 7 or 8 months since August when it peaked. It's a bit disappointing. Like this morning, when the prices were being set and so forth, and we were kind of gauging interest. Look, the price of gold came off this morning. I honestly thought it was going to break through 1750, and it actually went back the other way. It's annoying at times, but that's kind of what you have to deal with sometimes.
So the price was just set today?
Well, it's overnight. Look, if anybody had a clue of how much goes into these things, it'd blow you away. But I mean, we basically been up, or I've been up for, I don't know, most of the night, like talking to people. Okay, there's a lot that happens to get things, ducks lined up in a row.
Oh, absolutely. I understand that. All right, well, Quinton, hopefully this answers some of the questions out there. The money is needing to be raised so you can continue to move forward and upgrade the resource at Beaton's Creek to build out that mine plan. But hey, if anybody has any follow-up questions, please email me, fleck@kereport.com, and I will get Quinton to address those. Quinton, thank you for the update today. I'm sure we'll be chatting again soon.
Thank you, Corey.